As an entertainer, I've had the opportunity to see a great deal of this country and meet a lot of people along the way. One common theme I've come across are the hardships people face when job opportunities are scarce or perhaps just out of reach. Wanting to work, support a family, and make meaningful contributions to the community are all noble and desirable aspirations. I'm thrilled to be able to share a few stories of those who have found and received support from their community and been able to achieve success in finding employment. Being able to read and write is a skill that many of us take for granted. This is a story of how someone realized they lacked the literacy skills they needed to run their family business. However, with help from the community, the barriers to success were eliminated.
I'm Gary Porter, and we're at my place of work, Bradford Glass, that my brother and I own. My brother and I took over from my father about 15 years ago. I went to public school. I was held back for 1 year, so I did grade 8 twice. And then I went to a technical school down in Richmond Hill. They teach you trades. I did a couple of years there, and then I ended up just leaving during my second year. It was a hidden thing. Nobody knew I had problems reading and writing. When I was younger, I used to go to grocery stores when you have to write the checks, and I would sit outside and write the name of the store on the check just so I wouldn't have to do it at the till, because I knew when I got to the till I would have to fill out the check, the dollar amount, so I would just get all hot inside. So the more I could prepare myself, I guess you learn to prepare yourself for as you go into different situations, so people don't realize it. My wife worked afternoons, and I looked after the kids during the night, so reading stories would be, I would just mainly, I could read a little bit, but I would just make up the stories to read to the kids till they got older enough to know that that wasn't what the books actually said. I went to the Barrie Literacy Council because I knew that down the road my brother and I would be taken over, and I didn't have the skills, the office skills, or the confidence to deal with the public. I found out about it through a friend and journeyed in through their doors.
So, Gary, in this lesson here, we've moved on to...
The Barrie Literacy Council helped me in ways that I never knew were possible. It felt like a family. I was very nervous going in there, and they just made me feel at home. They assessed where I was and started me in some books to help me learn how to spell. That was my main thing, was spelling. So I was matched with a tutor, and I ended up getting my GED through graduating education diploma through the Barrie Literacy Council, which I never thought I would have.
Gary first came in, he was obviously quite nervous and trying to pretend he wasn't. And we sat down and we chatted a bit to start off with, just to get to know him. And what we usually have to do is we have to put the new student at ease to make them feel more comfortable, because they're nearly always nervous.
Yeah, I was very, very nervous to come in the door and have my assessment. It was nice. Marilyn greeted me. She started asking me questions.
We chatted about what I did, what he did, and his family. And he was saying that, you know, he didn't know how he was going to be successful or anything else like this, because he was such a poor speller. And so he had told me that his daughter was going to university. So I just said to him, Gary, well, let's see if you can spell university. And he said, oh, there's no way I can do that. Absolutely no way.
When she asked me how to spell university, I thought, man, this lady's crazy. Like, doesn't she know why I'm here?
And I said, yes, you can. I said, so with a little bit of help, you can, and then you'll learn how to do it yourself afterwards. So I just said the word university and sounded it out in syllables. So I started off with saying okay, so what's the letter that university starts with? And he said, U. I said, that's right. And then I said, what the next syllable that you hear is N. And he got the N, and he had a little trouble with the I, but he got the I in the end. And then we took university, broke it down into syllables, and we went on from there. And then at the end I said, so there you go, you can spell university. And I think that made him feel that this was possible and he might be able to achieve his goals.
It was amazing. I thought, wow, small words and there's small words in the big words. And I think that got me on my path to realize how to sound words out. It still took me a long time to get the sound of the letters, but after a while, but that was the start to it, and that did give me the confidence to keep going.
Those word families in this lesson. So you can hear the ut sound in these words here.
I think one of the main effects of working with the literacy program is Gary's increase in self-confidence and understanding some of the areas that he does need help or he did need help with, and that it was possible for him to achieve the goals that he was looking for, that he could complete a GED.
Good morning, Bradford Glass. When somebody asks me how to spell something and I can spell it for them, inside it's just a warm feeling, a really nice feeling. I go, wow, man, I can do that now.
Gary has been a significant contributor to our awareness, our public awareness, because he is so comfortable being out there talking to people. He is really important to other students that we have. They listen to Gary, they hear how he got to where he is now, and he tells it in such a forthright and honest way that they also see there's possibilities for them. And many times he reminds me of a Pied Piper. So that's a good person to have in an organization like this, where so many people have struggles, and that's why they've come here. So to see the other end of the spectrum is really uplifting and builds a ton of confidence. And Gary's just fun to have around.
And I know that a lot of our students here have heard your story, and they've really, really sort of given them some motivation to struggle through some things, because you know you've done so well.
It's not easy. You got to give it your all if you're going to do it. You know, if you only give half to it, you're only going to get half out of it.
That's right.
You have to give it the full effort.
You always did that for me, so thank you. You were one of my favorite pupils.
Oh, I just want to give you all a big hug and thank you very much, because without you, I wouldn't be where I am today in life. Thank you.
Hey,
how are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm just more of a whole person, I guess you could say. And you know, even when I was 40 or 35, you just don't have that confidence. So you're, you know, in a group situation or it's just crazy. I can't explain how much it's really helped my life.
What a truly inspiring story. And this is just one example of how your community can help job seekers get the support and resources they need to find meaningful work. If you or someone you know is seeking employment and could use a little direction, well, there are community organizations here to help you find success. Thank you for watching.
This program has been brought to you by the Simcoe Muskoka Workforce Development Board, connecting you with resources in your community to help you find employment. For more information on how to find assistance in your community, visit our website.